All right. Point 5. Negative volition at God consciousness results in the entrance into cosmic 2, the accumulation of the scar tissue, where antagonism towards the truth becomes the motivator. So, if you become negative at God consciousness, it's just as if you denied truth. It's just as if you denied category 1, 2 truth, gospel information, or category 2 truth, doctrine. If you deny God consciousness, which is another category of truth obtained through the internal functions of reasoning, then you bet you're going to enter cosmic 2, for you have denied truth. So here you are. You are apolumenois. You are spiritually dead because you received Adam's original sin to your sin nature, and so you get to the age of 15. I've extended this because say you have about 45 years of life. At the age of 45, you're going to die physically, and if you die as an unbeliever in the state of apolumenois, you're going to go to the lake of fire. But at the age of 15 years old, let's say things change. At the age of 15, you reach the point of God consciousness, GC. And you say, nope. No, that's it. Yeah, nothing has changed. Sorry, GC. Negative volition. You said, nope. God consciousness. So as a result, you immediately get into cosmic 2. And you accumulate scar tissue, creating a vacuum. And once you create that vacuum, that matayotes, you suck in information, demon doctrine. That's going to replace that initial truth. Your soul was meant to function on truth. And when you deny that truth, you accumulate scar tissue, creating a vacuum, and then you suck in information that's going to come and replace that truth. Your soul was meant to function on truth. Your soul was meant to function having a relationship with God, having doctrinal information about God. But if you deny it, you bet you're going to replace it with something else, demon doctrine. So at GC, God consciousness, nah, I do not want to, but who is this God? Well, there's no such thing as God. Look at these wonderful things created through infinite natural processes. All it takes is millions and millions and millions of years, and you bet that this is all going to be created. That's the atheist right there. That's all it takes, but millions and millions and millions and millions of years, and then eventually this is going to be created, and that's going to be created. It takes a lot of faith. It takes a whole lot of negative volition. So boom, you deny it and you get into cosmic 2, hatred towards the truth. That's the reason why many people who have denied God and God consciousness, they're completely hateful towards God. Obviously, if you deny God and God consciousness, you're going to get also into cosmic 1, God, and Satan is going to deceive you there. He's going to blind you. But you deny God at God consciousness, at gospel hearing, or you deny doctrine, you get into cosmic 2, and Satan appeals to you in cosmic 1 to continue blinding you. If he continues blinding you, then obviously you're going to continue denying doctrine at cosmic 2. So you advance at cosmic 1, and you advance in cosmic 2. So again, point 5, negative volition at God consciousness results in the entrance into cosmic 2, which is the accumulation of scar tissue, where antagonism towards the truth becomes the motivator. Point 6, negative volition at God consciousness is described in Romans chapter 1, verses 18 and 20. Let's look at that one. Romans chapter 1, verse 18 and 20. This is that one famous passage, but it's talking about God consciousness. In fact, it's talking about denial of truth in general. But here we are. I'm going to use the NIV translation. Here, let me see. The wrath of God is being revealed from heaven against all godlessness. This is negative volition at God consciousness and unrighteousness of people, who suppress the truth by their wickedness. What is suppression of truth? You deny the truth. Cosmic 2. Who suppress the truth by means of, is that what we have? Sorry, I'm not going to go over the Greek right now. Who suppress the truth by means, yes, by means of unrighteousness, lawlessness. Suppress the truth by their wickedness. Look, verse 19. Since what may be known about God is plain to them, this is God consciousness. God makes it plain to you. He makes it plain to you that the fact that He is God. When you see all these number threes and everything, threes, solid, liquid, gas, proton, neutron, electron, all these different things, you see the Trinity in there. You see God shouting out, I exist, I am here. Since what may be known about God is plain to them, because God has made it plain to them, this is God consciousness. This is not gospel here. Remember, this is God consciousness right here. It is simply the existence of God through any of the 5 reasonings that I mentioned. Because God has made it plain to them. But they went negative. For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power, and divine nature have been clearly seen. This is not gospel information. This is God consciousness. Being understood from what has been made. All you simply have to look is the creation. Look at the world. Look at the structure, the order of the universe. So that people are without excuse. There is no excuse for anyone not being saved. God consciousness is plain to them. And anyone who responds positive at God consciousness is going to hear the gospel. And then verse 21, they denied it. For although they knew God consciousness, this is a different type of knowing. It's different from us knowing God through doctrine. This is God consciousness. For although they knew God, they neither glorified him as God, nor gave thanks to him. This is the normal function of positive volition of God consciousness. You have this initial fear towards the concept of God. But their thinking became, here we are, matayos. They create the matayotes. Their thinking became empty. What do? First of all, you deny the doctrine. You deny God consciousness, accumulating scar tissue. And as a result, your thinking becomes empty. Here's your soul somewhere here, and you deny doctrine, accumulating scar tissue. Sorry, this is the best way I can illustrate it. Just get the idea that you create this veil. As a result, you create this matayotes, this empty area. It's meant to function on truth, but because you deny the truth, you create this veil, this scar tissue, and as a result, it sucks in information that's going to replace the truth. And here we have the replacement of truth right here. Hold on. But their thinking became futile, and their foolish hearts were darkened. So you deny the truth, you create this matayotes, and Satan promotes you in Cosmic 1, darkened. Remember, darkness of soul, blindness of eyes. Cosmic 2 is the hardness of heart, scar tissue of the soul. Cosmic 1 is the darkness of the soul, the blindness of the eyes. So first, you deny the doctrine. Then you create the scar tissue. The vacuum. So you accumulate scar tissue, creating the vacuum. This vacuum sucks in demon doctrine, and at the same time, so through this demon doctrine, Satan promotes you in Cosmic 1, blinding you even more. If you're blinded to yourself, blinded to the doctrine, you're going to continue denying doctrine as a result as well. Cosmic 2, so you're advancing both in Cosmic 1 and Cosmic 2, receiving that demon doctrine as per 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1, demon doctrine coming in. And so you replace the truth. And you want to see that replacement of truth? Although, verse 22, they claimed to be wise, they became fools. Because you accepted the demon doctrine. And exchanged. You exchanged. I think this is a better word, exchange. And you exchanged the glory of the immortal God for images made to look like a mortal human being, and birds, and animals, and reptiles. You replaced the truth of God for something material. You replace the creator for the created beings. And in this more complex society, where we do not worship things that much anymore by way as a religious activity, now we can worship ideas, ideologies, communism, high standard ideas of all workers of the world unite. High ideas as to let's protect the earth, creating a better earth for my children and my grandchildren. Let's not destroy this planet. This be destroyed. So now it's become more complex nowadays in the 21st century. Now we do not worship such things as birds, animals, and reptiles. We also worship ideas. Satan switches with the little trends. Oh, his schemes are the same all the time, Cosmic 1 and Cosmic 2, but his trends, they do oscillate. Trends here become more popular. Hopes, ideas, expectations become more popular in certain societies, and in others they become less popular, etc. So this is the Matayotes, the vacuum, sucking in demon doctrine, replacing the truth for the lie. And it obviously follows, look, therefore, you lose the initial protection. If you deny doctrine, a gospel, God consciousness, if you denied that gospel hearing, you as an unbeliever, that initial protection that you had, that you enjoyed, that God gave to you, you are released from that initial protection. You are now in Cosmic 2 and Cosmic 1, and as you deny more doctrine, more gospel, more of the gospel, more of the truth of God, you're going to become much more enmeshed in Cosmic 1 and Cosmic 2, and God begins to give you over. Not because he just gave you over because, here, I'll just let you go, you do not deserve me. No, not at all, because you gave the demons, you gave permission to be released of that protection. You're the one that made the decision of getting Cosmic 2 and Cosmic 1, and as a result, you are now surrendered to the demons. He gives you what you want. God gives you what you want. If you do not want God and you want to be in Cosmic 2 and Cosmic 1, then that's your decision. He gives you what you want, so he surrenders you to the degeneracies of the cosmic system. Therefore, God gave them over. He surrenders you. That initial protection that you enjoyed as an unbeliever, it's out. And as you make decisions to deny doctrine, deny gospel information or God consciousness, he starts giving you over. God gave them over in the sinful desires of their hearts to sexual impurity for the degrading of their bodies with one another. They exchanged the truth about God for a lie. Matayote, second in doctrine, here we are. And worshipped and served created things rather than the Creator who was forever praised. Amen. Again, you lose the initial protection. He gives you over. He gives you what you want. Verse 26. Because of this, God gave them over to shameful lusts. Even their women exchanged natural sexual relationships for unnatural ones. This is lesbianism. In the same way, the men also abandoned natural relationships with women and were inflamed with lust for one another, homosexuality. Men committed shameful acts with other men and received in themselves the due penalty for their error. You are responsible for your own decisions. You want punishment? Then you're going to make decisions and receive the punishment. Furthermore, just as they did not think it worthwhile to retain the knowledge of God. Remember, retain. You already have the knowledge of God consciousness, and you did not want to retain it, to have it. You have to acquire a love for the truth. If not, you're going to lose it. So God gave them over to a depraved mind, so that they do what ought not to be done. And this is all these lists of manifestations. This translation is somewhat correct. They have become filled with every kind of wickedness, evil, greed, and depravity. They are full of envy, murder, strife, deceit, and malice. They are gossips, slanderous, God-haters, insolent, arrogant, and boastful. They invent ways of doing evil. They disobey their parents. This is part of a godless society, a society that denies God from the start. Their parents deny God. As a result, the children are going to deny God, and they disobey their parents as well. It's part of one of the results. They have no understanding, no fidelity, no love, no mercy. Although they know God's righteous decree that those who do such things deserve death, they not only continue to do these very things, but also approve those who practice them. What we just mentioned is immoral degeneracy. God gives you, so this is the sin nature. You have your area of strength, area of weakness. You have your lust towards antinomianism or lasciviousness. This is the rabble rouser. This is the immoral type. On this side, you have the moral type. You have legalism and asceticism. So the moral type, the immoral type. And we just talked about immoral degeneracy. All these sins, most of these sins talk about immoral degeneracy. But look, we just mentioned the immoral type, immoral degeneracy. And Paul's argument, he gets all the moral types. Yeah, you tell them, Paul. You tell these fags. You tell these Leslies. Tell them how it is. And then all of a sudden, you therefore, he hits the moral type. You therefore have no excuse, you who pass judgment on someone else. For at whatever point you judge another, you are condemning yourself, because you who pass judgment do the same things. So now he is the moral type. Moral degeneracy. It gets both ways. The immoral degenerate type, the immoral degenerate. You deny any category of truth, you bet you're going to get in cosmic 2. You're going to replace that truth. You're going to get into degeneracy. God releases you from that protection that he gives you, whether an unbeliever or as a believer. But right now at this moment we're talking about unbelievers at God consciousness.